Hey guys, so what we're going to do here is we're going to create some simple movement using Unity and using the Unity Playground asset package that you can download in the asset store right up here. So what we want to do, so this is our game right now. So basically we're going to have a sprite and it's going to move around without gravity. This is going to be a 2D game. Now if you wanted to add the gravity to it, then we could just change the gravity scale down here, and then gravity would affect it. So yeah, so what we're going to do is we're gonna just delete this. We're gonna create a new scene. So we'll create a new scene. So the first thing you want to do is, since we have these assets, we just can add a background. So if we go to images, we can go to backgrounds, and I'm going to add the space background in. And then you may have to edit the size of the background just so it fits the camera view. Um, After we've done that, we need to go to back to our images, sorry. And you can really choose anything, so it doesn't matter. You can use characters, you can use creatures, nature, particle, whatever you want. So we're going to pull out our alien and place it right here. So now you see we have an alien and our background here. And what we need to do is we need to set the sorting layer. Our background needs to be background. So the alien is pulled to the foreground so we can actually see it. So now that we have this, we can go to the alien and we can go down to our scripts that we have here that have been loaded for us and go to movement and just choose our basic movement. So now this script, what it does is it adds a rigid body 2D, which is what we need to add um, for everything. So basically, what this does is uh, it gives it a mass and some drag and whatever, and collision detection and all of that. So this needs to be added to any object we're going to move at all in this game. And then our move script. So now that we've added this move script here, you can choose between WSD and arrow keys, and then you also choose the speed um, and the movement type and all of that, and you can choose if you wanted to orient, like look a certain way, but we're not going to do any of that. So now let's go and look at this move script. So if we double click, you can take a quick look at this here. So it's honestly a pretty simple script, um, especially since it's already preloaded from the Unity Playground. So basically all this is doing is saying that these certain input keys, arrow keys, when you press them or touch them, um, it will trigger a movement, and it's gonna say that this movement here we're gonna use to find the speed of movement, and then we can set a public speed variable which we're gonna set equal to 5f, just for 5 right now. And this right here is the basics of what you need for the movement. All of this is for orientation, and we don't really need this right here at all. So now we're going to go down and we're going to actually set our movement vectors in horizontal and vertical. So this down here, right here, it's just saying that we're going to use the controller key group's arrow keys, which we've already set up here, to move horizontal and vertically. So if it's not doing this, it's going to move horizontal 2 or vertical 2. And then that is honestly pretty much it. All this stuff is necessary. This right here, just this is not necessary, but this down here is for the orient. So if you actually want to have your character face a certain way, then you can go into all of this, but we're not going to go into that right now. So we're going to exit out of this. So now that we have this, we can go ahead and play our game. May take a second to load. So we have, our alien just drops off the screen, and that's not what we want. See, it's infinitely right here. It's just infinitely moving down. So we want to go back, we want to click on our alien, and we want to set the gravity scale equal to 0, so it stays in place. This basically, yeah, it gets rid of gravity. So now we're going to go back into our game. So now we can move with our arrow keys, but as you can see, there's very little friction. It's sort of just moving all over the place, and it's really hard to control. So we want to go back into our alien, and we want to add some linear drag. So let's probably give it about 8 units of linear drag. So now when we go back into the game, the movement is much more manageable, and we don't have to deal with all the crazy movement that was there before. So that is pretty much it. There are a lot of other things you can do in Unity Playground, and I would recommend you go look at those. So yeah.